NFPA 72 specifies the requirements for fire alarm and signaling systems, including smoke detectors. A key aspect of smoke detector installation is the number of devices permitted on a single initiating device circuit. According to NFPA 72, the minimum number of smoke detectors allowed on a single circuit is 12. This information can be found in Article 17 Smoke Alarms and Carbon Monoxide Alarms, specifically Section 17.7.1.24, which addresses the number of detectors per circuit. Understanding this requirement is crucial for ensuring proper fire alarm system design and functionality. The initiating device circuit, or IDC, is the pathway that connects the smoke detectors back to the fire alarm control panel. This circuit is monitored for alarm conditions, and it's essential that it operates reliably. Limiting the number of smoke detectors on a single circuit is important for several reasons. Firstly, it helps to ensure that the circuit can provide adequate power to all of the connected devices. Smoke detectors require a certain amount of current to operate, and if too many detectors are connected to a single circuit, the voltage can drop, potentially causing the detectors to malfunction or fail to activate in the event of a fire. Secondly, limiting the number of detectors on a circuit helps to improve the overall reliability of the system. If one detector on a circuit malfunctions or is damaged, it could potentially affect the operation of all of the other detectors on the same circuit. By limiting the number of detectors per circuit, the impact of a single device failure is minimized. Thirdly, it simplifies troubleshooting and maintenance. If a problem arises on a circuit with a large number of detectors, it can be difficult to isolate the source of the problem. By limiting the number of detectors per circuit, it becomes easier to identify and resolve any issues that may arise. When designing a fire alarm system, it's important to carefully consider the requirements of NFPA 72, including the limitations on the number of smoke detectors per circuit. It is also crucial to consult with a qualified fire protection engineer or a licensed electrician who is familiar with the local codes and regulations. This will help to ensure that the system is designed and installed in accordance with all applicable requirements and that it will function reliably in the event of a fire. The specific section, 17.7.1.24, emphasizes the importance of proper circuit loading to avoid exceeding the system's capacity. This includes considerations for wire gauge, voltage drop, and the current draw of each smoke detector. Understanding these factors is essential for maintaining the integrity of the fire alarm system. The NEC, or National Electrical Code, also plays a role in fire alarm system design. While NFPA 72 focuses on the functional requirements of the system, the NEC addresses the electrical safety aspects, such as wiring methods, overcurrent protection, and grounding. It's important to ensure that the fire alarm system complies with both NFPA 72 and the NEC. Furthermore, the type of smoke detector used can also influence the design of the fire alarm system. There are several different types of smoke detectors available, including photoelectric, ionization, and combination detectors. Each type of detector has its own advantages and disadvantages, and it's important to select the appropriate type of detector for the specific application. Photoelectric detectors are generally more effective at detecting slow, smoldering fires, while ionization detectors are more effective at detecting fast, flaming fires. Combination detectors incorporate both photoelectric and ionization sensors, providing enhanced protection against a wider range of fire types. The location of smoke detectors is also a critical factor in fire alarm system design. Detectors should be located in accordance with NFPA 72, which provides specific guidelines for detector placement. In general, detectors should be located on the ceiling or high on the wall, in hallways, and in each sleeping area. It's also important to avoid placing detectors in areas where they may be subject to nuisance alarms, such as near kitchens or bathrooms. Regular testing and maintenance of smoke detectors are essential for ensuring their continued reliability. NFPA 72 requires that smoke detectors be tested at least annually and that they be cleaned and inspected regularly. Batteries should be replaced at least once a year or more frequently if necessary. It's also important to keep the detectors free from dust and debris, which can interfere with their operation. In addition to the requirements for smoke detectors, NFPA 72 also includes requirements for other types of fire alarm devices, such as heat detectors, manual pull stations, and audible and visual notification appliances. Heat detectors are used to detect fires based on temperature changes, while manual pull stations allow occupants to manually activate the fire alarm system. Audible notification appliances, such as horns and speakers, are used to alert occupants to a fire condition, while visual notification appliances, such as strobe lights, are used to alert occupants who may be hearing impaired. When designing a fire alarm system, it's important to consider the needs of all occupants, including those with disabilities. NFPA 72 requires that fire alarm systems be designed to provide accessible notification to all occupants, including those who are deaf or hard of hearing. This may involve the use of visual notification appliances such as strobe lights, in addition to audible notification appliances. The fire alarm control panel is the central component of the fire alarm system. It receives signals from the various initiating devices, such as smoke detectors and manual pull stations, and it activates the notification appliances. The fire alarm control panel also monitors the system for faults and troubles, and it provides annunciation of these conditions. Fire alarm control panels are available in a variety of sizes and configurations, and it's important to select a panel that is appropriate for the size and complexity of the fire alarm system. Some fire alarm control panels are addressable, which means that each device on the system has a unique address. This allows the panel to identify the specific location of an alarm or trouble condition. Addressable fire alarm systems are generally more expensive than conventional systems, but they offer a number of advantages, including faster response times and more detailed information about system status. In addition to the requirements of NFPA 72 and the NEC, there may also be local codes and regulations that apply to fire alarm systems. It's important to consult with the local authorities to determine the specific requirements that apply in your area. The authority having jurisdiction, or OJ, is the organization that is responsible for enforcing the codes and regulations in a particular area. The HJ may be a fire marshal, a building inspector, or another designated official. When designing a fire alarm system, it's important to work closely with the AHJ to ensure that the system complies with all applicable requirements. This can help to avoid costly delays and ensure that the system is approved for use. Fire alarm systems are an essential part of building safety, and they play a critical role in protecting lives and property. By understanding the requirements of NFPA 72 and the NEC, and by working closely with qualified professionals, you can ensure that your fire alarm system is designed and installed correctly and that it will function reliably in the event of a fire. Remember that the minimum number of smoke detectors on a circuit per NFPA 72 is 12. Always consult the latest edition of NFPA 72 for the most up-to-date requirements. Also, ensure that all work is performed by qualified personnel who are familiar with fire alarm system design and installation practices. This will help to ensure that the system meets all applicable codes and regulations and that it will provide reliable protection in the event of a fire. Proper maintenance is also essential to the ongoing reliability of a fire alarm system. Regular inspections, testing, and cleaning can help to identify and correct potential problems before they lead to system failures. It's also important to keep accurate records of all maintenance activities, including the date, time, and nature of the work performed. These records can be helpful in troubleshooting problems and in demonstrating compliance with code requirements. In addition to smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors are also an important part of building safety. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Carbon monoxide detectors are designed to detect the presence of carbon monoxide in the air and to alert occupants to the danger. NFPA 72 also includes requirements for carbon monoxide detectors, including their location, installation, and maintenance. In general, carbon monoxide detectors should be located on each level of the building and in each sleeping area. It's also important to follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation and maintenance. Batteries should be replaced at least once a year, or more frequently if necessary. By installing and maintaining both smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors, you can significantly improve the safety of your building and protect the lives of its occupants. Remember to always consult the latest editions of NFPA 72 and the NEC for the most up-to-date requirements. Also, be sure to work closely with qualified professionals to ensure that your fire alarm system is designed, installed, and maintained correctly.